Terribly unfortunate scenes there. Now, let's also bring you an exclusive report from an Israeli shelter at an underground subway station in Tel Aviv.
I'm here at the biggest underground station of the light railway in Tel Aviv. At any time, this place is full of commuters rushing to their trains, rushing to their businesses. As you can see now, it is completely different. People here putting mattresses, spending days and nights here. The advantage, of course, is that people, once they're here, don't have to rush to shelters, don't have to rush to safe rooms once there's a siren, meaning that as opposed to most people who are not here, they can actually get a decent night's sleep, meaning they do not have to wake up every 2 or 3 hours to sirens. So plenty of people there, and here on the other side as well. This is the reality here. As strange as it may sound, as crazy as it may look, I say again, this is the biggest station of the light railway in Tel Aviv. I say again, in regular times we would have thousands of people passing by this place every hour, every minute even. Now it's different. Mattresses, people spending days here, people spending nights here. A crazy reality happening in this place. It is true that there are some easiness in regulations of the Home Front Command as of this morning, but still people are choosing to spend their days here, to spend the nights here, as you never know when the next siren will sound. These are not homeless people here at this place. These are people coming to spend their days and the nights here. Instead of rushing to shelter when the sirens sound, they're here, safe, underground. A crazy reality here in Tel Aviv and in the rest of the state of Israel.
In a big move that strengthens India's energy and oil reserves, U.S. President Donald Trump has signed a 30-day waiver for Russian oil purchases by India. This comes at a point when the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most crucial shipping routes for oil, had been blocked by the IRGC and the escalating war in West Asia. However, the Indian government is assured there will be no rise in prices, insulating the economy from shocks.
Iran has claimed control of the Strait of Hormuz, a crucial global shipping route. It has firmly said vessels allied with the US and Israel will be attacked if they attempt to cross the region. While most of the world is now reeling from surging oil prices, India remains resilient. We have a diverse supply chain for energy and do not rely only on the Strait of Hormuz. Our ties with Russia are strong, and so is the oil supply.
Resolution is always through negotiations. The conflict should stop as soon as possible.
How long this conflict is going to continue?
I have no idea. This is a question to the US. We have always been open towards supplying oil.
As per reports, 2 Russian tankers carrying a combined 1.4 million barrels of crude which were bound for East Asia have now diverted to India. The Indian government is rallying to insulate the economy from further expected shocks. As per sources, the government has 50 days of stocks at the ready. Further, they are assuring that there would be no increase in prices. As per government sources, India is in a very comfortable position in energy security and stocks are being replenished every day. India's friendly ties with Russia have proven to be a silver lining once again. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin has stated that European leaders have only themselves to blame for their energy situation.
Что касается Европы, то, что происходит сегодня на европейских рынках, это, конечно, прежде всего результат ошибочной политики европейских властей в сфере энергетики. Это злоупотребление зеленой повесткой, это использование всех этих инструментов для внутриполитической деятельности и достижения партийных или каких-то групповых целей. Ничего общего с интересами народов этих стран такая политика не имеет.
While the rest of the world is bracing for unstoppable surge in energy prices for the next few days, India sits comfortably.
UNICEF has also raised the alarm over the rising death toll of children in the ongoing war involving Iran, warning that minors are increasingly paying the price of the escalating conflict. According to the UN agency, 180 children have been killed in this war since the latest wave of attacks began, with many more injured.
UNICEF has warned that children are increasingly bearing the cost of the ongoing war in Iran. The agency says nearly 180 children have been killed since the recent escalations began. 168 girls died when a strike hit the Shahjirat Tayyebe Girls' Elementary School in Minab during class hours. Reports say most of the victims were between 7 and 12 years old. UNICEF also says 12 more children were killed in separate incidents at schools across 5 different locations. At least 20 schools and 10 hospitals have reportedly been damaged during the strikes. The deaths come amid intensifying US-Israeli strikes on Iran and Tehran's retaliatory attacks across the region. UNICEF has called on all sides to uphold international law and protect civilians, especially children.
And the Iranian president has now claimed some nations have begun mediation efforts. That's the big breaking news that's coming in. The Iranian president is now stating that mediation efforts have begun. This is the latest development that's coming in. Mediation is what is being stated is being done by certain countries. Iranian president has made this claim. Iranian president is claiming mediation efforts have begun. And he has said that some countries have begun these efforts to end the war with US and Israel, but he says any talk should address those who started the war. This is the big breaking news as Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has now come out and said some countries have begun the mediation efforts. But he says, let's be very clear. We're committed to lasting peace in the region, and yet we have no hesitation in defending our nation's dignity and sovereignty. Mediation should address those underestimated, the Iranian people, and those who ignited the conflict. This is the news that's coming in, and this is what he has now stated. This is the breaking news coming in. He says any talk should be addressing that. The Iranian president has now spoken, and he has said that if there are any people who want to speak on the mediation, then they also have to realize that they did not begin the war, and any efforts that are there on this particular process should also realize that the other side will have to sit down. They're saying we were only defending our nation's dignity and sovereignty, and those who underestimated the Iranian people and ignited this conflict should not have done so. Viewers, in the latest developments from the Indian Ocean, rescue and recovery operations continue in the Sri Lankan waters. This comes after Iranian frigate Iris Dena sank off the southern coast of Sri Lanka after being struck by a US torpedo. Indian Navy has also stepped in for the rescue operations.
A second Iranian vessel approached Sri Lankan waters seeking to dock to safety. Over 200 crew members were evacuated from the ship by Sri Lankan authorities. This comes just 2 days after the US torpedoed an Iranian frigate Iris Dena off the southern coast of Sri Lanka, sinking the vessel. Search and rescue operations continue off the southern coast of Sri Lanka in the aftermath of the Iris Dena's sinking. Sri Lankan authorities say at least 87 sailors have been confirmed dead, while over 30 crew members were rescued from the waters.
So early morning MRCC received a distress signal, though it was beyond our waters, but it is within our search and rescue region. So as we are a maritime nation, we are obliged to respond. We are the first responders as per the international obligation. So Navy swiftly coordinated with the Maritime Rescue Coordinating Center, and also we disseminate this information to the Sri Lanka Air Force and Coast Guard as well. And we launch and dispatch our craft with all the necessary rescue team and the necessary devices to render humanitarian assistance, and we reached up to that location. And